Sipping slow, yakking the act, thinking I'm a man.
Oh, champ. Now I'm sure we're all aware of the Stake is Drake and Adin A New Beginning gambling stream, which is the first gambling stream of 2025. And this comes amid the first stream they ever did, the Drake and Adin Christmas stream, where there was a series of mook activities, including Drake saying that we are glazing tonight.
I'm having whatever that is. It looks so good.
No,
it looks like
we're glazing tonight.
We are?
We're glazing tonight. What's up?
Alright, so look, things are getting pretty interesting, alright? So last night, of course, just like the last stream they did, Drake got drunk out of his mind, alright? He got drunk. Things got weird, and honestly, it probably was way more boring than last year's one. It's all a scam anyway. I mean, Stake is in legal trouble, as you know, and they're hosting it, so it makes sense. They also brung a real life Anita Max win. Crazy enough, right? I know.
We'll let you know if we need you.
That's bad.
Max win.
Oh, that's bad, bro.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Anita.
I'll see you guys soon.
Thanks.
Want me to take this?
Yeah, sure. There's an extra one.
Oh, so you're...
But gang, the most noticeable thing about this entire stream, in my personal opinion, is when Drake is kind of being pressured to potentially box with Kendrick Lamar.
Like,
Yeah.
Bro, oh my God. Would you ever get in there?
no.
How much? What's the bag to get you in there?
What's the bag?
Yeah.
Who do you want? Oh, I don't know even ask.
Eddie, we...
Who do you want me to fight?
Oh, I know who I want you to fight.
If we're fighting, we'll fight at Hino's gym or something like behind closed garage doors.
Yeah, you don't got it really.
So, as you can see, Adin Ross is kind of pressuring Drake to somehow do some form of a boxing event with Kendrick Lamar. Alright? He's saying, how much money would it take for you to box Kendrick Lamar? Alright? And Drake is saying, if we do it, it should be done in a garage, a closed garage, in a private setting, which is weird to me because that sounds like some potential setup. Like, what are the stipulations here? Are you trying to say you're gonna have all of your OVO members surrounding the boxing event so y'all can jump Kendrick? I mean, that's what I would allude to, being that it is Drake after all. And people are saying that he put a bag on both Kendrick and TDE collectively, right? Failed miserably though. All champ, yeah. But how in the world, or why in the world would this ever be a thing? I mean, most people would assume that Drake isn't someone that really works out like that is currently training. But then, I had to do some research on both Kendrick Lamar and Drake when it comes to conditioning. So, little to no surprise, I found out that Drake is actually someone who works out all the time. At least that's what Google is saying. According to Google, Drake exercises nearly every day, often including workouts the hour before performance. His workout routine includes circuit training, burpees, and pull-ups. He also incorporates activities like basketball on tour. Elaboration: daily workouts. Drake's trainer Rox mentions that Drake finds time to work out every single show about an hour before he goes on stage. Circuit training. Drake's routine includes 3 sets of push-ups, 2 sets of dips, 1 set of pull-ups repeated for 10 rounds with short rests between each round. Burpees. Drake's trainer has pushed him to do 100 burpees in one workout, which took him 35 to 40 minutes. Basketball. Drake and his team plays basketball every day on tour. Weight training. Drake's workout routine now includes heavier weights and more compound movements, according to Rox. Interesting. So Drake is out here powerlifting? Didn't know that. Champ, never know. News to me. You wouldn't assume those things. Now, he does play basketball and all that, and that's cool. That's good, cardio and all that. But then again, is it enough though? All right. What exactly are you doing that's making you more of a fighter? Because you could be an athlete and not be a fighter at the same time. By the way, we should probably take a look at Drake's boxing skills, shall we? Let's do that. Yeah, as you can see, he doesn't look too equipped to be fighting someone like the likes of a Kendrick Lamar. He shouldn't be fighting Kendrick. I'm just gonna say that, and we're gonna play Kendrick Lamar's fighting footage, the only boxing footage that we actually have, by the way.
Boy, looking sharp. Hell yeah. That's that good work right there. Yup.
So yeah, back to this though. We're gonna talk about Kendrick Lamar's. Alright, we're gonna talk about Kendrick Lamar's fighting routine, or Kendrick Lamar's routine workout for that matter. Now, of course, we have to take a look at Kendrick Lamar's workout routine in comparison to Drake. According to Google, Kendrick Lamar is known to work out frequently, often including daily running as part of his morning routine. He also has been seen engaging in strength training exercises like pull-ups and push-ups. In a recent interview, Lamar mentioned running 3 to 4 miles every morning as part of his spiritual practice. Running. Lamar consistently incorporates running into his daily routine, often jogging 3 to 4 miles in the early morning. Strength training. He has been observed performing pull-ups and push-ups in public parks and other locations, demonstrating a focus on strength training. Other exercises. He also mentioned trying yoga before, acknowledging the core strength it requires. And protein intake. Lamar has even publicly stated that he's committed to a high protein diet, consuming approximately 150 grams of protein daily. Interesting. So it seems like Kendrick Lamar has an intense workout. Running is an intense workout, by the way. That's not easy on the body. Working the core muscles, right? Doing yoga is also not the easiest thing to do as well. So that would require, more, skill, when it comes to Kendrick Lamar. Now, with that being said, and then if we've seen their boxing skills and etc., there is a health risk at hand, because of course, or at least I hope that Drake has stomach issues, right? Drake has big stomach issues. So if he is to box Kendrick Lamar, I'm pretty sure his core would be the focus. And if he has stomach issues and he's being hit there, I think that's problematic. Don't you think, Chimp? Well, let's read this. Also, according to Google, Drake, the Canadian rapper, has publicly disclosed that he has been experiencing stomach issues for several years. He announced in October 2023 that he is taking a break from music to focus on his health. In an interview on his SiriusXM radio show Table for One, Drake said that he has had the craziest problems with his stomach and that he needs to get right. He did not specify the nature of his stomach issues, but said that he has been dealing with them for a long time. Drake's decision to take a break from music comes after the release of his latest album, For All the Dogs. He said that he wants to prioritize his health and that he may be away from music for a year or more. Interesting. Well, Champ, this obviously happened, around last year, the release of For All the Dogs and etc. But at the same time, matter of fact, For All the Dogs was 2023. Let me rephrase that. But you get where I'm going with this. This was in recent years. However, Drake's stomach problems might be his downfall in regards to him in a boxing arena. Okay? I don't think for 1 second that Drake would be able to compete with Kendrick Lamar. I think Kendrick Lamar is way more physical than he is. I think Kendrick Lamar has had more experience than he has when it comes to fighting. I'm sure you guys heard about the story where Kendrick Lamar says he got into a fight in Compton with 3 tall gentlemen and his friend, and they won the fight. Don't know if the story is true. We're just gonna take Kendrick's word for it. But these guys were like around 6'5" and etc. And he won that fight. Alright, he's clearly from a Piru hood known as West Side Piru, and it seems as though he has way more physicality, way more fighting experience than Drake could ever have. Him growing up in Forest Hills Drive out there in Toronto, not really in the craziest part of Toronto, in a more richer rural part of Toronto, if we're going to be honest. And it doesn't seem like the two places are actually a match. Seems like a huge mismatch for Drake in that department, just growing up wise. Right, his whole background is not the toughest, if we're going to be completely honest here. Right, so in that arena, I think Drake does get his food ate. Alright? And there's no possible way that he can ever redeem himself, from that. And there might, like I said, there might be some type of, health complications that comes from him ever boxing with Kendrick Lamar. Now, will there ever be a boxing match in the future? Hey, I'm sure if the bag is big enough, it can happen, right? They've done all types of celebrity boxing matches. I'm sure this isn't out of the question, but just know, I think this ever happening is very destructive to Drake's career. All right, because indefinitely he's not winning for any reason. We seen the boxing footage. We're not about to pretend that we didn't just watch what we watched. Okay, so in this boxing arena, Kendrick would definitely remain on top even in that arena because he's just more skilled. All right, more disciplined. We do know Drake drinks a lot. He doesn't have the best habits. He's constantly gambling his money away. He's constantly drinking, which is probably the reason for some of his stomach issues as well. And of course, the substance abuse. But like I said, it's not in Drake's best benefit to ever get into a boxing arena for any reason, to scrap with anybody, fight with anyone. It's just not in his best interest. So if I'm Drake, I'd leave that alone. Be just having a conversation with Adin at that point, as far as Drake is concerned. But I don't know why that was brought up. Obviously, that's for views and whatnot. But overall, that whole gambling stream was boring, terrible. I fell asleep. I only watched it for research purposes. I watched it for content purposes. I didn't watch it for any other reason. I'm just being honest with y'all guys. This was terrible, awful, disgusting. Don't recommend it. Yeah, don't watch that, gang. All right, do yourself a favor, okay? But yeah, it's different right about now. But if gambling streams are gonna be a thing for Drake, this is his new route. I guess it's smart, right? But not smart at the same time, because it's really just a bunch of kids just watching you gamble. Most of the audience is not grown adults. These are kids who are probably gonna be influenced to gamble, which isn't good at all. All right, the gaming community is huge on gambling, in multiple ways to get packs for characters to be unlocked and etc. So the kids are already just being brain rotted with a bunch of gambling altogether, unfortunately. All right, but y'all let me know how y'all feel about all this in the comment section, man. Do y'all think that Drake does stand a chance against Kendrick in the boxing arena, or do you think Kendrick would sweep him and whip his feet? You let me know how you feel in the comment section, gang. But listen, make sure you join our Discord link in the comments, always in the descriptions for our Discord. 1,000 members. So it's an amazing Discord. 1,000 members, y'all. It's lit. But man, make sure you hit up the likes, share the videos. Alright, but gang, guess what? It's the mayor. The one and only real New York mayor, F. Eric Adams, and you rocking with the town favorite Showface News. It's Big Gotham, and you already know it's the town versus everybody at all times. Make sure you're hitting the like button, make sure you're sharing the video, subscribe to Showface News now. Ladies and gentlemen, do the mayor a favor and go to showfacenews.com for the brand new mayor merch. Yes, wear the mayor's quotes in style all fall, all winter long. For the remainder of 2024, the mayor will be providing brand new merch each and every month. Alright, look, we have the All Champs tees out right now, as well as the Hug Your Shadow hoodies and tees. Wear the mayor merch in style only at showfacenews.com. Get your orders in, the orders ship fast. Get it right now, everybody's buying it. Subscribe to the mayor.